Today we are going to talk about how to edit a single line text in file with Ansible. Ansible module lineinfile. I'm Luca Berton and welcome in today's episode of Ansible Pilot. Today we are talking about Ansible module lineinfile. The full name is ansible.builtin.lineinfile, which means that is part of a collection of modules built in with Ansible and shipped with it. It's a module pretty stable and out for years, and it supports a large variety of operating systems. You are able to insert, update, and remove a single line of text in a file. This module has some parameters to perform any tasks. The only required is path, where you specify the file system path of your file you are going to edit. Line is the line of text we would like to insert in file. Easy. By default, the text is going to be inserted at the end of the file, but we could personalize in a specific position with insert after, insert before, and specify the regular expression. If there is any tool to validate the file, we could specify in the validate parameter, very useful for configuration files. If the file does not exist, we could also create it. Usually, we would like to insert text line, but we could also remove using state in conjunction with parameter absent. Let me also highlight that we could also specify some permission or say Linux properties. Are you ready to make your hands dirty? Let's jump in a live demo of lineinfile module usage in Ansible Playbook. And welcome to my console. So today, for example, we would like to enable password authentication for SSH. So let me start with a YAML document. So 3-, then name, lineinfile module demo. Let's target hosts all. And we need the privilege escalation set to true because we are going to modify a system file. So, and then in the task list, let's start with a name and, for example, allow password authentication. It seems very descriptive. And then the module, so ansible.builtin.lineinfile. Let's specify the file. The state. So state present, because we would like this line to be present. Destination is the path of the file, etc ssh sshd _ config file. Then let's specify the line. In my case is with the first letter uppercase, password authentication. Yes, with a A in command style. So password authentication, yes. Then let's add also the validation of the configuration file. So let's specify validate. In my case for SSH is sshd -t -f, and %s is the path of the file that is going to be substituted automatically with Ansible. And here it is. This is a playbook that is going to edit the etc ssh sshd, inserting the password authentication. And welcome to my console. Let me first connect to the target machine with the user used by Ansible, so DevOps, sudo su And let me take a look of etc ssh sshd config. I'm going to scroll down to see where the password authentication parameter it is, and here we are. Password authentication no, as you can see. So now we would like to execute our playbook and change this parameter. So we need to exit the less utility with a Q, and then exit also from the remote workstation. Let me execute the playbook like usual with Ansible-playbook -c my inventory file and the lineinfile.yml that we already created. So let's see that Ansible is gathering the facts and perform some changes in the target machine, because we have in yellow some changes. Let me connect again to the target host and switch from normal user to root and take a look again on the SSH file. I'm expecting that the password authentication parameter is switching from no to yes, but hey, wait a minute, we have a no here and a yes in the end of a file. That wasn't exactly the expected behavior. So let me show you with a grep utility. So let me search for grep password authentication inside etc ssh sshd config. Oh, I did a typo on password, so let me return back, and boom, there is two parameters, one no and one a yes, that creates some confusion for SSH. Let me fix it in the code. Back on my editor, let's see that we could accomplish with using one parameter, that is regex, which is able to specify the regular expression. In my case, which means start with password authentication. So the expected result is each line that starts with password authentication, let's turn to password authentication yes. And welcome back to my console. First of all, let me connect to the target host and take a look on the SSH config file. We need to sudo as a root user, because this, like before, let's remove the last line for password authentication yes, because otherwise there will be some misconfusion. One parameter was yes and one no, and now there is only a no parameter, as you can see from the grep result. Let me exit the machine and run my new Ansible playbook. So Ansible-playbook -e my inventory file and my playbook for lineinfile with a regular expression in it. I'm expecting a changed status. Here we are. Perfect. Let me connect to the target machine and verify the result of this file edit. Here we are. Let's switch to root user and let's do a grep. Mission accomplished. Password authentication yes, correct. Now we need only to restart the SSH daemon to have this new setting. Now you know better the Ansible module lineinfile, and you could use successfully in your playbook. Subscribe to channel not to miss the next episode of Ansible Pilot.